Well, hi there guys, and welcome to another video. So today guys, this video is mostly about wireless. I don't like wireless. I like wired. Most of the things I've got here are wired where possible. But my use of wireless has been growing a little bit of recent, what with wireless light bulbs and wireless dishwashers and wireless cameras and so on and so forth. And I'd like to expand it with some wireless plugs and some wireless light switches, but I've noticed that the wireless is a little lackluster in its performance, and for the longest time I've been using Raspberry Pis as wireless access points, and they've been fine while I didn't use wireless for anything that mattered. But when I got my cams, I noticed that things weren't great. They would disconnect a lot. Now, I had a bit of a wireless survey, and my neighbours are pissing all sorts of wireless interference everywhere. Every channel imaginable on the 2.4 is chocked to the gills with my neighbour's access points, so that doesn't help to start. But the Raspberry Pi is perhaps not the greatest platform for large-scale wireless. From what I've been reading, it seems like there's some limit on them, some sort of maybe content addressable memory limit or something in the hardware that when using them as access points, they start to flag a little bit at 6 or 7 connected clients. And apparently the firmware blobs that are loaded onto them by the driver are flaky at best and only really quality assured for client mode, not access point mode. And I've certainly seen situations where they'll just conk out and require a power cycle to get them working again. Or, yes, if you allow more than 6 or 7 devices to connect, the devices that connect after the 6th or 7th just don't seem to be able to get connectivity and all sorts of nonsense. Anyway, I just got back from holiday and found a package waiting for me from Ubiquiti International Holding BV in the Netherlands. Now, people have been telling me for many years about UniFi Wireless by Ubiquiti and how great it is and how it's wonderful and has changed their lives. So I thought, what the heck? Didn't do any research on the topic, just went on their website and bought one of their Wi-Fi 6 access points. I have today been doing a bit of reading, found out that you need a controller, so I have taken one of my Raspberry Pi 4s and stuck Ubuntu 2204 LTS on there and played around and got a UniFi controller set up on there, which now appears on UniFi's central system thing. That wasn't easy because apparently it needs ancient versions of MongoDB, and that was difficult to do. I had to use an old Ubuntu repo to pull it down from, and then the fact it's ARM64 and they don't easily support ARM64. Anyway, I digress. Let's just start by opening the box, shall we? My woes are not your woes. Here we go then. Here we go now. I mean, I have tried a great deal with the wireless I've got here. I do have 3 Raspberry Pis, a 2.4 upstairs, a 2.4 downstairs, and a 5 gigahertz downstairs. And I have been fairly careful with channel management and restricting how many devices can connect and all this sort of thing. And I've got it working fairly acceptably. But yeah, recently they've been sort of conking out. I think some rogue devices maybe tickling a bug somewhere in some firmware or something. And I got to the point of getting it into a bit of a ghetto setup where I have it rebooting every 4 hours. And yeah, it just became laughable. So I thought, well, why not replace a few cheap Raspberry Pis with an expensive Ubiquiti solution. But anyway, as I know nothing about what I bought or how to set this up or what to do with it, it should be fun finding out. Here we go then. Right, opening up the box, we have some packaging. I do enjoy air-filled packaging because I take great enjoyment in stabbing it and flattening it. Right, what else is in the box? We have a UK plug with a cloverleaf connector. That's good. And we have a product box. there we go. There's our first opening. So here we have it. UniFi 6 written on either end. Mesh written on the sides. A picture of the thinger on the top. And some stuff on the back. Serial numbers and so on and so forth. I assume that's what that is. So let us cut the lovely tape here. There we go. Is that going to let me get in? Maybe, maybe not. Packaging is hard, isn't it? I noticed that the packaging on this is quite glitzy. It has the sort of feeling of, you know, when you get your new mobile phone, it comes in unnecessarily lovely packaging, and this seems to be akin to that. So, peel that shrink wrap off the outside and lift the box top. Here we go. So yes, a nice thicky piece there. Thicky piece. We have the access point itself. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? It's got the Ethernet hole on the bottom. That looks like it's adjustable so that it can come out, maybe come out the bottom or the side. I guess it's if you want to mount it to a wall versus put it on a surface. I'm just going to be popping it down somewhere downstairs. I haven't really decided where yet. I might put it where one of my access points is, which is a bit raised, since this has got to get to upstairs and downstairs. What else do we have here? We have a QR code. Scan here to get started. I don't think I need to do that. We have a wall mounting bracket. That's good. If I decide to do that, then that looks like that's quite easy to fit. What do we have here? We have, guys, a tight boy. Whoopsie. We have a tight boy here. Oh, okay. That attaches to the base. Then I think that's maybe no. I have no idea. I'll have to work out what all these brackets are. And oh, some screws for your wall mount action. That I think is all that's in that little section. What do we have here? This is a PoE injector, I would say, based upon looking at the package. I do have a PoE switch downstairs, but it is only 100 meg because I have been using it for my existing 2.4, which is 72 meg, and so it's not mattered. But if I'm doing 5 gigahertz on a 160 megahertz channel width, I will certainly be expecting more than 100 meg of throughput, and I may do LAN things with this. So yes, here's our PoE injector, fairly standard looking. That's good. And then, oh, another power cable. Oh, here's our European power cable. I guess it's the standard power cable, and they add a UK one in, so that's good too. Oh, how nice. They've provided some cable ties, that's good, and presumably a teeny tiny little manual. So that's what's in the box. I guess I will go and, well, I'll plug it in via the PoE injector first, downstairs, just in a temporary location, and then figure out how to discover it from my controller, and see how I get on. Wish me luck. Well, if ever there were a more mundane sequence of events, I'm yet to see it. So I brought the access point in here. Logging into the controller software for the first time, it asks you to set up a default network. So that was just a few basic wireless settings, like an SSID and a passphrase. So I did that. Plugged the access point in. It came on with a white ring on the top, flashing to start with, which I assume was a booting indicator. Went into the UniFi controller software and looked in devices, and lo and behold, it had found it on the LAN, and there was a button that said adopt. I clicked adopt. The ring went blue. It then updated the firmware on it and rebooted. And then my laptop, which had previously been set up to connect to the SSID because it was what I was using on my previous network, just connected and worked. And yeah, there's really nothing more to say. It's about that simple. I probably will go in and change some settings, like fixing the channels to some specific values, but no, laptop connected, says channel 48, 5 gigahertz, says 866 megabits per second up and down. Yeah, it just works. There's nothing more to say. Bria, have you got anything to say? No? No, there's nothing more to say. Well guys, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you found it interesting and informative. And guys, as always, please do feel free to comment below. Perhaps let me know about some of the wireless woes you have experienced in the past and how you overcame them, or a little bit about your wireless setup at home or in your business. Anyway, that's all we've got time for today, guys. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But until then, guys, from me, there's very little more to say, except, well, goodbye.